Today, um, I guess I kind of wanted to make another like quick reading stream. So I'm going to continue reading. If you guys have anything to say, cool. Leave it in the comments because I talked to a stream at this at the end of the day, kind of just finishes into like a video. So yeah, I guess I need to do the YouTuber thing. Like, guys, like, subscribe, dude, sponsored, and stuff like that. I feel so cringe to do. It feels so cringe. It feels like counter. Like, I don't know, man. Anyways, we reading, boys. We reading like huge nerds, and we're going to be proud of it. Okay. So last time I read the two first book of Marcus Aurelius, and now we're at the third one. We need to put a timer. I forgot. A pretty timer just here. Yeah. We have a timer for 1 hour. As we should. That work. Okay, it works. G. Okay. Book 3. Incarnus. Incarnaton. Something. Incarnaton. Okay. 1. I'm questioning if that's a good content, whatever. 1. Not just that every day more of our life is used up and less of it is, but this too. If we live longer, can we be sure our mind will still be up to a world to the contemplation that aims at divine and human knowledge? If our mind starts to wander, we'll still go on breathing, go on eating, imagining things, feeling urges and so on, but getting the most out of ourselves, calculating where our duty lies, analyzing what we hear and what we hear and see, deciding whether it's time to call it quits. All the things you need a healthy mind for, all those are done. Hurry. Not just because we move daily closer to death, but also because our understanding, our grasp of the world may be gone before we get there. Basically, your brain always change, and you need to act right now. Like randomly leave, I guess. 2. We should remember that even nature, inadvertence, has its own charm, its own attractiveness. The way loaves of bread splits open on top in the oven, the ridges are just byproduct of the baking, yet please somehow. They rouse our appetite without our knowing why. Difficulty is just one of the processes and trash of life being life. So, our ripe figs begin to burst. Olives falling. Reading today. Olives on the point of falling. The shadow of decay gives them a peculiar beauty. Stalks of wheat bending under their own weight. The forward brow of the lion. Flecks of foam war's mouth. Everything is just a byproduct of life. Why not be attracted to the hardness of it? And other things. If you look at them in isolation, there's nothing beautiful about them. And yet, by supplementing nature, they enrich it and draw us in. And those things could be like really disgusting or whatever, but like if you put it in context, there's something really about the movement. It, it's in it. It's part of it. Like it's something bigger, and like that movement, there's something that's beauty, I guess. Anyone with a feeling for nature, a deeper sensitivity, will find it all gives pleasure, even what seems inadvertent. He'll find the jaws of live animals as beautiful as painted ones or sculptures. He'll look calmly at the distinct beauty of old age in man, woman, and at the loveliness of children, and other things like that will call out to him constantly. Things unnoticed by others. Those are in its work. bigger sensitivity to see those things, and you'll be able to even like appreciate the hardness of life because that's nature and there's a beauty in that thing that people see. But if you have that deeper sensitivity about nature, it's going to be easy to, like, see how everything is just like a a three just leaving leaves or something. Leaves changing colors, life just getting harder. Hippocrates cured many illness, then fell ill and died. The, the Chaldean predicted the death of many others. In due course, their own hour arrived. Alexander, Pompey, Caesar, who utterly destroyed so many cities, cut down so many thousand foot and horse in battle. They too departed this life. Heraclitus often told us the world would end in fire, but it was moisture that carried him off. Died smeared with cow shit. 𝒬𝒟𝒻𝒻 was killed by ordinary vermin. Socrates by humankind. And you boarded, you set sail, you've made the passage. Time to disembark. If it's for another life, well, there's nowhere without gods on that side either. If to nothingness, then you no longer have to put up with pain and pleasure, or go on dancing attendance on this battered crate. Body, so much inferior to that which serves it. One is mind and spirit, the other earth and garbage. Fuck the body, fuck the material things. This thing is just going to leave me. My mind is not changing or something. Yeah, if I hate my body, I can maybe like not care if it gives me signals about like my health. Sickness? That's not real. That's just my body complaining. Or don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. You'll be too preoccupied with what so and so is doing, and why, and what they're saying, and what they're thinking, and what they're up to, and all the other things that throw you off and keep you from focusing on your own mind. People are just like a good bundle of problems you want to think about, and that's a bad thing because you need to think about your own mind first, what you have control. Others a bunch of like danger stuff. You need to avoid certain things in your train of thoughts. Everything random, everything irrelevant, and certainly everything self-important or malicious. You need to get used to winnowing your thoughts so that if someone says, "What are you thinking about?" you can respond at once and truthfully that you are thinking this or thinking that. And it will be obvious at once from your answer that your thoughts were straightforward and considerate ones. The thoughts of an unselfish person, one unconcerned with pleasure and with sensual indulgence, generally with squabbling, with slender envy, or anything else you'd be ashamed to be caught thinking. So basically, be able to like notice what are the thoughts you're thinking right now, and being able to like once you're like good enough to observe your thoughts to know when your thoughts is making just noise, from like your real goal you have in mind. So for example, Marcus Aurelius is like, well, thoughts about other people, that's noise. You don't want that shit. I don't know if that's a Stoic thing or just like a Marcus Aurelius thing. See? Because that's the thing. It's like he gives us an ideal to like work towards, but like it feels like sometimes it's like that ideal he put forwards is like, where does he get it from? Why can't I think? I mean, I understand why he doesn't want us to think about other people because you don't have control and blah 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 blah. Like sometimes it's like, how do you know what thoughts is considered noise and what thought is not considered noise? But yeah, at the end, just like the idea of like being able to observe your thoughts and know what you're thinking at every moment, that's just good. Because whatever your ideal is at the end is like, dude, just like you will know yourself what is noise, right? Something like that. It's just like someone like that, someone who refuses to put off joining the elect is a kind of priest, a servant of the gods, in touch with what is within him and what keeps a person undefiled by pleasures, invulnerable to any pain, untouched by arrogance, unaffected by meanness. An athlete is in the greatest of all contests, the struggle not to be overwhelmed by anything that happens. with what leaves us died indelibly by justice, welcoming wholeheartedly whatever comes, whatever we're assigned, not worrying too often or with any selfish motive about what other people say or do or think. Noise. Noise, noise, noise. A lot of things is pretty much noise for your thoughts. He does only what is his to do, and consider constantly what the world has in store for him, doing his best and trusting that all is for the best. For we carry our fate with us, and it carries us. Basically, you find your duty and accept it. I see it. That duty is like that ideal. And that duty is like part of the logos. You know, that like big stoic thing that's like you need to get into, like the nature of things. To align. You don't want noise to like kind of make friction or something. Even if his definition of friction is like, anyways, keeps us in mind that all rational things are related, and that to care for all human beings is part of being human, which doesn't mean we have to share their opinions. We should listen only to those who lives conform to nature. The others, he bears in mind what sort of people they are, both at home and abroad, by night as well as day, and who they spend their time with. And he cares nothing for their praise. Men who can't even meet their own standards. Again, there's like this thing, like, oh, everyone is doing good, but at the same time, there's like some people, they're not that part of the good. They're like that conform to nature. It's like humans have this ability to be like outside of nature, and being outside of nature is like this thing is not good for the common good. Something. 5. How to act. That's important. Never under compulsion, out of selfishness, without forethoughts, with misgiving. Don't gussy up your thoughts. No surplus words or unnecessary actions. Let the spirits in you represent a man, an adult, a citizen, a Roman, a ruler. Taking up his post like a soldier and patiently awaiting his recall from life. Needing no oath or witness. Cheerfulness without requiring other people's help or serenity supplied by others. Stand up straight, not straightened. Straightened. 6. If at some point in your life you should come across anything better than justice, honestly, self-control, courage, then a mind satisfied that it has succeeded in enabling you to act rationally and satisfied to accept what's beyond its control, if you find anything better than that, embrace it without reservation. It must be an extraordinary thing indeed, and enjoy it to full. But if nothing presents itself that's superior to the spirits that lives within, the one that has subordinate individual desires to itself, that discriminates among impression, that has broken free of physical temptation, as Socrates used to say, and subordinate itself to the gods, and look out for human beings' welfare. If you find that there's nothing more important and variable than that, then don't make room for anything but it. For anything that might lead to you astray, tempt you off the road, and leave you unable to devote yourself completely to achieving the goodness that is uniquely yours. It will be wrong for anything to stand between you and attaining goodness, as a rational being and a citizen. Anything at all. The applause of the crowd, high office, wealth, or self indulgence. All of them might seem to be compatible with it for a while, but suddenly they control us and sweep us away. So make your choice straightforwardly, once and for all, and stick to it. Choose what's best. Best is, best is what benefits me. As a rational being, then follow through. Or just as an animal, then say so and stand your ground without making a show of it. Just make sure you've done your homework first. That's interesting too. You know, that whole thing. Okay, first thing first, you need to find your duty. That's like nature's the nature of things, and that nature thing is also what is you. Is like your nature, and you need to find what's you and what's nature. You're part of the nature somehow. And then there's like the part afterwards is like, okay, once you find this part, you need to have all your mind focus on it, and everything else is going to be surplus and like not good wealth. Like you said, Where's the thing? Blah 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 blah. The applause of a crowd, eye office, wealth, or self-indulgence. That's all things you might think are good for your own nature, but that's like over it, and it just like going to like make more noise to like what you're really trying to do. Really interesting. And again, like it's like it gives a certain like work ethic to work toward like that ideal, but like it's really hard because you need to like see all your thoughts. You need to be able to think fully about all of this. You need there's certain like ache of your body so that pain and like pleasure are like things you have control over. It's like, oh, that's that's cool, man. Like, is there anything cool in this text? That was the sixth one here. Okay. 7. Never regard something as doing you good if it makes you betray a trust or lose your sense of shame, or it makes you show hatred, suspicion, ill will, or hypocrisy, or a desire for things best done behind closed door. If you can privilege your own mind, your guiding spirit, and your reverence for its power, that should keep you clear of dramatics, of wailing and gnashing of. You won't need solitude or a cast of thousands either. Above all, you'll be free of fear and desire. And how long your body will contain the soul that inhibits it will cause you not a moment's worry. If it's time for you to go, leave willingly, as you will do accomplish anything that can be done with grace and honor, and concentrate on this. Your whole life long, for your mind to be in the right state, the state of a rational civic mind should be. There's also this thing, if you're able to find like, your nature, logos, thing, purpose, or whatever they Stoics talk about, there's also like this thing is like once you find it, you'll be really able to like um have a path you with it. You know, it's like it's going to be clear, and you're going to be way more able to like accept all the things that puts you astray, or is going to make you betray trust or lose sense of shame and all that stuff, which is also interesting. It's like one of the paths is like when you once you'll find it, you'll be able to way go even I guess deeper. I don't know. 8. The mind of one set straight and purified, no pus, no dirt, no scabs, and not a life cut short by death. Like an actor who stops before the play is done, the plot's one up, and don't be scared of death. Part of the thing is like your death is just like the normal thing. Water makes little bubbles. Neither servility nor arrogance, neither cringing nor disdain, neither excuses nor evasion. 9. Your ability to control your thoughts. Treat it with respect. It's all that protects your mind from false perception. Falls to your nature and that all of rational beings. It's what makes thoughtfulness possible and affection for other people fine. That's interesting too. Like for again, I don't know if it's Marcus Aurelius speaking there or Stoicism speaking there because I that's the only Stoic book I kind of like read. But like here again, it's all starts with your thoughts. If your thoughts are at the right place, your perception and all the rest is going to be really more easy to let's say control. Then forget everything else. Keep all of this alone and remember it. Each of us lives only now, this brief instant. The rest has been lived already, or is impossible to see. The span we live is small, small as the corner of the earth given, small as even the greatest renown, passed from mouth to mouth by short-lived, ignorant alike of themselves and those long dead. Yeah. Life is short, dude. 11. To the stand bys above, and this one. Always to define whatever it is we perceive, trace its outline, so we can see what it really is. Its substance, stripped bare, as a whole, unmodified, and to call it by its name, the thing itself and its components, which it will eventually return. Nothing is so conducive to spiritual growth as this capacity for logical and accurate analysis of everything that happens to us. Look at it in such a way that we understand what needs it to it fulfills, and in what kind of world, and its value to that world as a whole, and to man in particular as a citizen of that higher city, of which all other cities are mere households. Be analytical about the world. Understand the components between you and the world and all that stuff, all those relationships. See the whole thing. You need to be analytical. You need to be able to really have a cutting line or something. You're able to like see stuff or like see the relationship. I'm saying cutting. You don't only see the component. Right? There's also like a bigger thing you need to be able to like kind of see. What is it? This thing that now forces itself on my notice. What is it made of? How long was it designed to last? And what qualities do I need to bring bear on it? Tranquility, courage, honesty, trustworthiness, straightforwardness, independence, or what? Even your sense, even your little sense. If you see something, it makes a certain impression on you. Be able to see like what makes that object, what reaction it did on you. It's like kind of Buddhist in that sense, right? It's kind of Buddhist and all those meditations. It's like being able to see what brings you. So in each case, you need to say this is due to God, or this is due to the interweaving and intertwining of fate, or coincidence, or chance, or this is due to a human being, someone of the same race, the same birth, the same society, but who doesn't know what nature requires of him. What I do, and so I'll treat them as the law that binds us. The law of nature requires, why, with kindness and with justice. And in inconsequential things, I'll do my best to treat them as they deserve. Yeah, again, it's like he thinks you know what's nature about. Like, yeah, I understand the kindness, but the justice. Well, like he could say like, well, nature told me I can kill you because it's part of the bigger thing. Duh. You see, there's some slip. It's like I don't know. 12. If you do the job in a principled way with diligence, energy, and patience, if you keep yourself free of distractions and keep the spirit inside of you undamaged, as if you might have to give it back at any moment, if you can embrace this without fear or expectation, can find fulfillment in what you're doing now as nature intended, and in superhuman truthfulness, every word, every utterance, then your life will be happy. No one can prevent that. You'll be happy if you're all your millisecond movement is aligned with nature. Everything. 13. Doctors keep their scalpels and other instruments handy for emergencies. Keep your philosophy ready to understand even in art. In everything you do, even the smallest thing, remember the chain that links them. Nothing earthly succeeded by ignoring heavens, nothing heavenly by ignoring arts. 14. Stop drifting. You're not going to reread your brief comments, your deeds of the ancient Greeks and Romans, the commonplace books you saved for your old age. Sprint for the finish. Write off your hopes, and if your well-being matters to you, be your own savior while you can. 15. You don't realize how much is included in stealing, sewing, buying, resting, seeing to business. Not with the eyes, but another kind of sight. Oh, they're just saying some action that have way more meaning, like stealing. Way more, it's like going against your fellow men. 16. Body, soul, mind. Sensation, body. Desires, the soul. Resounding, 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 the mind. To experience sensation, even gazing, peace to that. To let your desire control you. Even wild animals do that. And rotting humans and tyrants. Tolerance too narrow. To make your mind your guide to what seems best. Even people who deny the gods do that. Even people who betray their country. Even people who do blank behind closed door. I don't know what the blank here means, but it's if all the rest is common coin, then what is unique to the good man? To welcome with affection what is sent by faith, not to stain or disturb the spirit within him with a mess of false belief. Instead, to preserve it faithfully by calmly obeying God, saying nothing untrue, doing nothing unjust. If the others don't acknowledge it, this life live with simplicity, humility, cheerfulness. He doesn't resent them for it, and it isn't deterred from following the road where it leads to the end of life, an end to be approached in acceptance, full unity with what must be. The translation I got it always like talk God like a capital G, like a Christianity God, which I find kind of funny because I'm pretty sure like translation is that as that like they. I don't think the Romans had a capital G God like the Catholics or something. You know? I want to see 30 minutes. Okay, okay, okay. Ugh. Ugh. So we're finished that book. Now we're at this book four. No title, just book four. Usually I'm able to like go through one book in 30 minutes. So maybe I'll be able to get to book five and finish it, which is like perfect for the 1 hour. It's like we get to two books. Okay, book four. Book four, yes. Book four. One. Our inward power, when it obeys nature, reacts to event by accommodating itself to what it faces, what it what is possible. It needs no specific material. It pursues its own aims as circumstance allow. It turns obstacle into fuel, as a fire overwhelms what will have quenched a lamp. What thrown on top of the conflagration is absurdly consummated and makes it burn still higher. Uh, Challenges makes fire. No random action, none not based on underlying principle. All your action needs a foundation somewhere, and that's nature. Three, people try to get away from it all, to the country, to the beach, to the mountains. You always wish that you could too, which which is idiotic. You can get away from it anytime you like by going within. Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruption than your own soul, especially if you have other things to rely on. An instant recollection, and there it is, complete tranquility. And by tranquility, I mean a kind of harmony. So keep getting away from it all, like that. Renew yourself, but keep it brief and basic. A quick visit should be enough to ward off all blank and send you back ready to face what awaits you. I don't know why there's blank. I don't know what was the goal of the translation there. What's there to complain about? People misbehavior, but take into consideration that one, that rational being exists for one another. Two, that doing what's right sometimes require patience. Three, that no one does the wrong thing deliberately. And four, and the numbers of people who have feuded and envied and hated and fought and died and buried. Okay, so first thing first. Interesting that he uses like, oh, you need to go within yourself to find peace. Oh, that's Buddhist too, kinda. See, well, that's what I know about. You just like meditate, and you need to find yourself the place where you can find always tranquility. Um, he makes it seem really easy. It's like it's not because you're going to go within like suddenly the harmony is going to be there, and I guess that's where he got like more spiritual growth out of like trying to align himself with nature. Then he's just doing a bunch of now yeah. After that, he's just going like he's going to the rational mind. He's like cutting all the components, so he's like better off to like make himself more in line with what he says nature is. And keep your mouth shut. Oh, sorry. Are you complaining about the things the world assigns you? But consider the two options: profinance or atoms, and all the arguments for seeing the world as a city. Or is it your body? Keep in mind that when the mind detaches itself and realizes its own nature, it no longer has anything to do with ordinary life, the rough and the smooth, either one. And remember all you've been taught and accepted about pain and pleasure. Or is it your reputation that's bothering you? But look at how soon you will all forgotten. The abyss of endless time that swallows it all. the emptiness of all those applauding hands. The people who praise us, how capricious they are, how arbitrary, the tiny region in which it all takes place, the whole earth at a point in space, and most of it uninhabited. How many people there will be to admire you and who they are? You'll die, people won't remember you. It doesn't matter. You're a speak of life. Even if you think you're going to be remembered for so long, that's a speak of life too. Everything is so small in the infinite of things, so why care? You're just a infinite thing. But that's a reverse too, right? Could you say like, well, if you're like really nothing in the span of thing, why care about being true nature, right? You're going to be like nothing anyway, so why want to be like part of nature? Like, what does it gains me? I guess it says it gains you happiness, or something. Or you're a better part of a society. That's where like I'm not sure. Thing it feels political. They're like trying to give the citizen like do your work, just be part of the society, dude. Look. I'm like you. So and don't try to do anything big. You don't want fame and all that dumb stuff for that's not nature and wealth. But me, I don't know Marcus Aurelius' personal. So keep this refuge in mind, the back roads of yourself above all. No strain and no stress. Be straightforward. Look at things like a man, like a human being, like a citizen, like a mortal. Among the things you turn to, these two. One, that things have no hold on the soul. They stand there unmoving outside it. Disturbance comes only from within, from your own perception. Two, that everything you see will soon alter and cease to exist. Think of how many changes you already seen. World is nothing but change, or life is only perception. Yeah, everything is perception. That's control that perception because all the challenges comes from that perception, kinda, you know. So if you, all the noise is only your perception trying to like do stuff, and anyways, it's like you're going to die, dude. Who cares? Pussy. Four. If thought is something we share, then so is reason. What makes us a reasoning being? If so, then the reason that tells us what to do and what not to do is also shared. If so, we share a common law, if and thus are fellow citizens of something. And in that case, our state must be the world. What other entity could of humanity belongs to? Humanity belongs to the Romans, dude. Yeah, that's the only thing. Law, the Roman law, the Roman justice. That's nature. Yeah. I swear, citizen. That's nature. Yeah, the law from the Romans. That's nature, and from it, from the state that we share, comes so a reason and law. Where else could they come from? The art that composes me derives from earth, the water from some other elements, the air from its own, the heat and fire from theirs. Since nothing comes from nothing or returns to it, so thought must derive from somewhere else as well. But that's interesting too. You know, it's like we go back to that that idea of like everything changes and like everything has byproducts. You know, it's like your grape is going to grow and change color, and the same way that your brain is going to go forward and make thoughts, the same way that the grape is going to change color. And the that's where it's a bit political, I guess. It's like, oh well, you know, justice, justice, the state, the Roman state. Yeah, that's nature. That is nature. We build the Roman state, this humanity entity, that is nature. Because I'm Marcus Aurelius and I'm the head of the state. I think I'm seeing that. I think it doesn't talk too much about like justice itself and the law, but like here I think it's like there's a kind of like political statement there about his own time. You know, like it's still interesting what he says. You know, there's like actual like a spirituality there that's like interesting, but like sometimes there's a bit of a, like all the law, the states, it's like citizens. You know, there's like bad citizens, the law, justice. Five. Death, something like birth, a natural mystery, element, and split a recombined death. Not an embarrassing thing, not an offense to reason or nature. 6. That sort of person is bound to do that. You might as well resent a fake 3 for secreting juice. Anyway, before very long, you'll both be dead and soon forgotten. Yeah, dude, don't remember. You'll be dead soon. Don't you remember that, loser? You'll be dead. I don't care. You don't know how to tackle death, huh? I know how. I read some books, and I've got like perception, and I hate my body. Yeah, the gods, they don't die. I'm a god. Do you think Marcus Others kind of thought he was a god? He was like special. You know, he always talk about like his part of nature, and his life is like. You know that changes how you tackle your philosophy. You know, as a person, especially when it's like introspective like that. There's going to be like some coloring there, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. We have like this. I get this is a translation, but like it's really cool to see like, you know, a figure like that having like his journal, like really personal like that. I think it's awesome. Um, 7, and now he's dead, but I guess he's still like kind of living on. So it's like I guess his little glimpse of life is getting a bit longer to die. You know. 7. Choose not to be armed, and you won't feel armed. Don't feel armed, and you won't. You haven't seen. You're not armed. You're just gaslighting yourself. 8. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you inside or out. Oh, that's interesting. 8. It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you inside or out. That's like you're. I that the matter of like the foundation of your pain is kind of what you think you are. You know the character you are. It's like really social. There's like a real social thing here. Your social character that you present yourself in the world. That's where a lot of harm is from. And I guess I'm going to do like from what I understand from Buddhism or whatever. It's like, oh, that ego thing. You know, oh, it's that ego that hurts you. Which is like that's gotta yeah, you know. 9. It was for the best, so nature had no choice but to do it. Yeah, but that's yeah, nature being nature. Nature is perfect, blah blah blah. Nature is like it's just like this thing. I just like doesn't I just after a while I don't see him questioning what nature is. He keeps saying like, oh, it's nature asking me, not asking him, but like, well, nature is being nature. Um, I want to see how many times I left. I did yap a bit more. 20 minutes. I'm fine. Okay, 10. Not every event is the right one. Look closely and you'll see. Not just the right one overall, but right. As if someone had weighted it out with scales. Keep looking closely like that and embody it in your own action. Goodness, what defines a good person? Keep to it and everything you do. There's still like guidance. Like, be good, be kind. Try to do justice. Try to like not get stuck into the noises, even if you don't define it the same way. Don't you know? There's still like stuff. I'm complaining and like kind of like poking holes, but like there's still like this thing is like be kind, be harmonious with nature. That's how you'll get like a better like soul driven and me happy, and you'll be able to do kind of better, good for others, be accepted and like um I don't know if it's you could call it empathy, but like this, others are just like kind of in confusion, and it's fine. I don't know if you could call this forgiveness or like empathy or I don't know acceptance. I don't know, but like this thing too. 11. Not what your enemy sees and hopes that you will, but what's really there. 12. Two kinds of readiness are constantly needed. 1. To do only what the logos of authority and law directs, with the good of human being in mind. 2. To reconsider your position when someone can set you straight or convert you to his. But your conversion should always rest on the conviction that it is right or benefits others. Nothing else. Not because it's more appealing or more popular. See the things as they are. Don't see because it's popular, it's better, or just because it's pretty, it's better. It's like a bit of noise. 13. You have a mind? Yes. Well, why not use it? Isn't that all you want? For is it to do its job? No, the mind has one job, is to have a be your mind, I guess. 14. You have function as a part of something, you will vanish into what produced you, or be restored rather, to the logos, what from which all things spring, by being changed. Here logos, they use logos, is that nature thing, is that fundamental thing about the human condition that you need to align yourself with. It's like that thing you will be like society or whatever. 15. Many lumps of incense on the same altar. One crumbles now, one later, but it makes no difference. 16. Now they see you as a beast, a monkey, but in a week they'll think you're a god. If you rediscover your beliefs and honor the logos, if you honor the logos. Now they see you as a beast, a monkey, but in a week they'll think you're a god if you reconsider your belief and honor the logos. Again, is that superfluous? Why is Marcus Aurelius caring about being seen as a monkey or a beast when he wants to be seen as a god? Ain't that like just noise? He's getting stuck on this like thing that doesn't really matter, or is he saying like, oh no, it's in my nature because I need to be a god or something? You know that. Okay. 17. Not to live as if you had endless years ahead of you. Death overshadows you while you're alive and be able to be good. 18. I guess Marcus Aurelius is still you. Cannot be perfect. Still have ego, and like not any ego. Somewhat of the head of a state of the Roman state. 18. There's tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or think or do. Only what you do. Is this fair? Is this the right thing to do? Blank. Not to be distracted by their darkness. To run straight for the finish line, unswerving. Don't get distracted. 19. People who are excited by posthumous fame forget that the people who remember them will soon die too, and those after them in turn, until their memory passed from one to another like a candle flame gutters and goes out. But suppose that those who remembered you were immortal and your memory undying. What good would it do to you? And I don't just mean when you're dead, but in your lifetime. What use is praise except to make your lifetime a little more comfortable? You're out of step, neglecting the gift of nature to end on someone's word in the future. It's like, don't focus on like being famous when you die and be remembered. That's like it's just a thought. It's just a bit of comfort while you're living. Once you're dead, it's like that doesn't going to do nothing to you. And that's crazy. Then 2 statements ago, he was like, soon people will think I'm a god. I'm not a beast and a monkey. I'm clearly not a monkey." 20. Beautiful things of any kind are beautiful in themselves and sufficient to themselves. Praise is extraneous. The object of praise remains what it was, no better and no worse. This applies, I think, even to beautiful things in ordinary life. Physical objects, artwork. Does anything generally beautiful need supplementing? No. No more than justice does, or truth, or kindness, or humility. Are any of those improved by being praised, or damaged by contempt? Is an emerald suddenly flawed if no one admires it, or gold, or everywhere purple? Lyres, knives, flowers, bushes? If it's true, it's already perfect, and if it's perfect, either if we're content to it or we're praising it, it doesn't matter. It's still perfect at the end. It doesn't add like anything. It's like perfect outside of us. We can like be a thing about it, but if it's the truth, it should be perfect. And you know, I wonder like I don't know about like Christianity. I'll develop the philosophy there. But like, how much do the early Christian were really big into like Stoicism or whatever, or the Socrates? Maybe that's the thing too. Maybe it's like Stoicism kind of started with Socrates and some stuff he said, and because Socrates also helped the kind of inspired the early Christian, and kind of like there's like similarities. Like this idea of like the I don't know about like Buddhism or Islam or whatever, but like that idea of like if it's outside of you, the world itself as a truth, that truth is perfect, and that truth is like transcending or something. It's like you cannot really like It's perfect by itself. That makes sense? Does that make sense? Am I deconstructing this? 21. If our souls survive, how does the air find room for them? All of them. Since the beginning of time. Okay. How does the earth find rooms for all the bodies buried in it since the beginning of time? They linger for whatever length of time. Through change and decomposition, make room for others. So too with the souls that inhabit the air. They linger a little and then they are changed, diffused and kindled into fire, absurd into the logos from which all things springs, and so make room for a new arrival. One possible answer, but we shouldn't think only of the mass of buried bodies. There are the ones consumed on a daily basis by us and by other animals. How many are swallowed up like that, entombed in the bodies of those nourished by them? And yet there is room for them all, converted into flesh and blood, transformed into air and fire. How is the truth of this determined? Through analysis, material and causes. Everything changes. That's just the nature of things. You go through times, everything is going to change appearance, change color, change shape, change qualities. Uh, so is your life, and you shouldn't be, you're just part of nature, and nature changes. The beauty of it. 22. Not to be driven this way and that, but always to behave with justice and see things as they are. 22. The world. Your harmony is mine. Whatever time you choose is the right time. Not late, not early. To nature. What the turn of your season brings me falls like ripe fruits. All things are born from you, exist in you, return to you. The poet says, dear city of 𝒟𝒂𝒃, can't you bring yourself to say of Zeus? 24. If you seek tranquility, do less. Or, more accurately, do what's essential. What the logos of social being requires. In other requisite way, which brings a double satisfaction. To do less, better. Be more precise, more parsimonious. Because most of what we say and do is not essential if you can eliminate it. You'll have more time and more tranquility. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? But we need to eliminate unnecessary assessment as well. To eliminate the unnecessary action that follows. Yeah, just cut. Go straight to the chase. Straight to the chase. 25. And then you might see what the life of the good man is like. I have no clue what's going on, but yes! Bet! Okay, basically, I'm reading this book, Marcus Aurelius Meditation. It's a. Okay, so basically, you know the Romans? Long ago, there were the Romans, those big civilization guys. And one of the leaders, at one point, Caesar? Caesar is a Roman. He was like an emperor in Rome. And one of the emperor was Marcus Aurelius. And he wrote, oh yeah, I know about them. Yeah, you know about the Romans. And basically, one of the emperors was Marcus Aurelius. And Marcus Aurelius did write a certain journal about his philosophy about the things, which we call Stoicism. It's like this idea of like, I can be marble, nothing can bother me. I can stay calm in any situation. It's like a kind of philosophy about like how you see things and how you see yourself, and it's like his own journal. And a lot of people find this really cool because like it's really personal. And so I'm almost done. Interesting, yeah, it is interesting. I really like read like 40 pages. So I kind of wanted to try to read it on the stream. So I might continue. I'm at the point where it's a bit harder for you to follow because like there's like 40 pages before, but it's going to be on YouTube in like 2 months. So yeah, are you reading anything, Vet? Even if it's like comics, dude. You should read comics. I should read comics. Comics are anyway. Um, 2 months from now, I'll watch it. Lol. Also, uh, I used to love comics. There's like a Kid Paddles that was like gore. It was kind of fun. Like this video game character in like a video game, and he just dies and he explodes, like super gore. It was awesome. Okay, 26. You've seen that? Now look at this. Don't be disturbed. Uncomplicated yourself. Someone has done wrong to himself. Something happens to you, good. It was meant for you by nature, woven into the patterns from the beginning. Life is short. That's all there is to say. Get what you can from the present, thoughtfully, justly, unrestrained moderation. I watched the 3D season of Invincible and I started to read the comics. Oh, yeah, really? Are they good? Are the comics good? Is it like a series? 27. In order, the world, or a mismatch, but still in order. Can there be order within you and not in everything else? In things so different, so dispersed, so intertwined? Again, there's this idea here. It's like the world is a certain way, but the inside of you there's a certain way too, and you need to be able to like make order in yourself so you can be able to do your nature's goal or whatever. 28. Character: dark, womanish, obstinate, wolf, sheep, child, fool, cheat, buffin, salesman, tyrant. He's just saying a bunch of characters. He's just saying a bunch of archetypes. People are sometimes womanish, sometimes they're wolf, sometimes they're sheep. Again, there's like a certain like ways these people, I guess, through their through their nature. I guess I guess for him that's the nature. Either a fool or a child. Either good. It's better than the show, I think. Oh, sick. Nice, nice. 29. Now he just like did a bunch of like names. Alien, that's a noun, one who doesn't know what the world contains or how it operates. Fugitive, a noun, one who evades his obligation to others. Blind, adjective, one who keeps the eyes of his mind shut tight. Or, requiring others not having the necessities of life in one's own possession. Yeah, there's a structure. Yeah, I don't know how to really say this. He has like some kind of a like archetype to see like people through, and all it refers to the nature. I don't know. I guess lol. I guess lol. I don't know if it means like for him is there's like a hierarchy, you know? Because in my head it's like if you're going to call someone a sheep, it's not going to be the same like out loud. Dang, you haven't been reading for an hour? Yes, yes, I've been reading for an hour. It's been the second stream too. I just want to, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna try that. You know, okay, that's the thing that there's like, geez, lol, geez, lol. Okay, you need to understand that my stream has been kind of silent, so I'm like, well, might as well try new stuff for YouTube vids, you know. So I was like, what about I'm going to read my book for an hour? You know, audiobooks it's just me yapping about my book, and I'm like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." That's understandable. Enter three spike. I talk to the spirits. I talk to the non-existent spirits in the chat. That's what happens. Okay. Rebel, now one who is rebellious, one who withdraws from the logos of nature because it resents its working. It produced you. Now it produces this. The rebel has produced himself through the nature of things. Schematic, one who separates his own soul from others with the logos. They should be one. Yeah, I guess there's like little structures like, oh well, there's this kind of people or like rebel because they don't really go with the things that created them. There's the schematics. Those guys are like not really there. They like pretend or something. Posers. 30. 30. A philosopher without clothes and without books. I have nothing to eat, says he, as he stands there half naked. But I subsist on the logos. With nothing to read, I subsist on it too. 31. Love the discipline you know and let it support you. Entrust everything willingly to the gods and then make your way through life. No one's master and no one's slaves. No one is master and no one is slave. Yeah, that's debatable. 32. The age of Vespasian, for example, people doing the exact same things: marrying, raising children, getting sick, dying, waging war, throwing parties, doing business, farming, flattering, boasting, distrusting, plotting, hoping others will die. complaining about their own lives, falling in love, putting away money, seeking high office and power. And that life they led is nowhere to be found. Or the age of Trajan, the exact same thing. And that life too, gone. Survey the records of other eras and see how many others gave their all and soon died and decomposed into the elements that formed them. But most of all, run through their list and those who knew yourself, those who worked in vain, who failed to do what they should have, what they should have remained fixed on and found satisfaction in. A key point to bear in mind: the value of attentiveness varies in proportion to its object. You're better off not giving the small things more time than they deserve. Okay, this book is getting more interesting the more you read it, lol. Yeah, yeah, it's like that's why I kind of want to read it because I can also put like a commentary about it. So here is basically saying, okay, first thing first, um, it's all the same. You're going to die. People died before. Your life is not that special. Stuff like that. What can I say? Because I'm trying. Look, you didn't read the beginning, so I'm trying to like, um, put you up to date to where we are. And okay, yeah, yeah, and also like the whole idea once you find your duty, let's say you have a duty, that duty being like alongside finding your connection with nature. Okay, that's a thing with Marcus Aurelius. It's like saying people needs to be one with the thing that is greater than you. Okay, there's like nature, and you need to find a way to align yourself with nature, and that's where your true duty comes from. And if you're able to find that sort of duty, you'll find a lot of enjoyment with life. You could say that's a job. You could say that's being good to others and stuff like that. And to get to that point, you need a certain work ethic, because getting to that point needs a lot of work. There's a lot of noise that could like get you like a bit like this, not distrust, but like it could make you less good about doing that sort of duty. And he's just saying to be like careful. Know when you look at something if it has value. Is that thing you're doing right now really worth for the kind of like, this is just all Rome? This is all just Rome? No, this is okay. Basically, this guy was emperor of Rome. So this guy lived in Rome. This guy was the emperor. He lived through that time. He never had cell phones and stuff like that, right? And he wrote this being inspired by a love of like philosopher that were saying somewhat of the same stuff. But here he was like kind of using that as his own like sauce. And so he's just like trying to kind of build himself a kind of framework to work in it, right? He's like the emperor of the Romans. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to guide myself? What is the thing that's supposed to be? And he just wrote this journal. I think my opinion is that he kind of wrote this for his son because like at the time it was like my son is going to take the throne. I think he never really talked about his son, but I think he was trying to do that. Or I said, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So that's why sometimes it feels like he's giving like a lot of advice. I think that's why. I think he was kind of building some side of book for his like or journal for his son to have like a certain like guideline, which is kind of cool. But how could we know if he really did that? It's like he's too far in the past. Like that guy is Roman. That's like 4,000 years ago or something. I don't know if that's 4,000 years ago. Maybe it's 2,000 years ago. When were the Romans? I don't know. And so yeah, if you want to have like this either goal in mind, you need to be able to really know what's noise from that goal and what you're able to like actually have control over like this stuff. All we know is that is in his book, so I mean probably historians know more, but like I'm not a historian. I just have his little journal. He is in his book. I guess we know that. 33. Words once in common use now sound archaic, and the names of the famous dead as well. Oh, there's this thing too. Like for him, is like you cannot be scared of death because that's part of life. Like death is normal, and at the same time, it means that there's a lot of things that won't matter once you're dead, and it's so quick. So you better get your find your duty or something. So, and the names of the famous dead as well: Camillus, Caesar, Valesius, Densus, Scipio, Cato, Augustus, Adrian, Antonius, and everything phases so quickly, turns into legend, and soon oblivion covers of it. And those are the ones who shone. The rest unknown, unasked for, a minute after death. What is the eternal fame? Emptiness. Then what should we work for? Only this: proper understanding, unselfish action, truthful speech, a resolve to accept whatever happens as necessary and familiar, flowing like water from the same source and spring. 34. Hand yourself over to Clotho voluntarily, and let her spin you into whatever she pleases. That's her wife. That is funny. You see? You see? If you have a wife, let her spins you, bro. Let her do whatever she wants. 35. Everything transitory, the knower and the known. 36. Constant awareness that everything is born from change. The knowledge that there is nothing nature loves more than to alter what exists and make new things like it. All that exists is the seed of what will emerge from it. You think the only seeds are the ones that makes plants or children? Go deeper. Bingo. Bingo. Wife, dude. 37. On the verge of dying and still weighted down. Still turbulent. Still convinced external things can harm you. Still rude to other people. Still not acknowledging the truth. The wisdom is justice. Yeah, yeah. Also, this idea of like, if you're really able to control your, what are you drinking? I'm drinking coffee. Good ass coffee. Hmm. There's this idea too with Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism is like, if you're able to control what you think, you'll be able to control your action better. So if you're like uncomfortable, you're like bored or whatever, there's a way to just see that boredom as something like external of you, is like not really you, it's like noise. And it's like part of the things to make you a better thing for what you're working towards or something. 38. Look into their minds at what the wise do and what they don't. Find the wise people and learn what they do right and what they do wrong, I guess. 39. Nothing that goes on in anyone else's mind can harm you, nor can the shifts and changes in the world around you. Then where is the harm be found? In your capacity to see it. Stop doing that and everything will be fine. Let the part of you that makes that judgment keep quiet, even if the body it's attached to is stabbed or burnt, or stinking with pus or consumed by cancer. Or to put it another way, it needs to realize that what happens to everyone, bad and good alike, is neither good nor bad. That what happens in every life, lived naturally or not, is neither natural or nor unnatural. Everything is normal, even the pain you could feel. What is the book called again? I might read it myself. Oh, it's called. It's for Marcus Aurelius, meditation, and it's a really like easy to get into like philosophy book too. And I didn't read it, but like the book I have, they also put at the beginning of the book a little like preface, just that explain what Stoicism is. Oh, found it. Yeah, it's really popular book. I feel it's like one of these books that's like big classic, or whatever. I think it's really cool. Where was I? Wait, how long? I want 1 hour streams. Oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm done. The 1 hour is finished. He has more than one? What do you mean he has more than one? Marcus Aurelius has more than one book? I didn't know he made other books. Who? What? By the way, I'm giving 1 hour, so I guess that's over. 46. I'm putting a dollar bill in it. So. Like 10? What do you mean 10? Send me a link. Send me a link. I don't want to say. I'm going to. Ugh. 10? What? Oops. 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 Okay, good. Marcus Aurelius. Don't look at this. I mean, look at this. Books. Meditation book. How many books? Oh, okay, okay, yeah, 12 books. Okay, okay, look, look. The thing is like meditation is a collection of like smaller books. Look at Marcus Aurelius books. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. It's not 10 tomes. It's in there. There's 12 little books from like the beginning when he started his journal to the end. It's 12 little journals, all in one. Like that's why. Oh, it's not actually. No, no. I imagine, bro. Imagine if there was so many. See, okay, okay. I see. Yeah, yeah. It's small journals. Okay. Well, I'm going to go now because that's all the time I had to this stream today. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's really cool. It's just it's written by like a Roman emperor. It's like, you know. All right, you too, man. You too. Hope you're going to have a good day. Have fun, dude. Happy to have seen you. See you next time. I'll review the music you're going to post. Probably maybe tomorrow. Anyway, goodbye.